Hey, what's up, coders? Welcome to One Little Coder. In this Python tutorial, we are going to build a Python script that will help you download TED Talks. TED Talk video downloader is what we are going to prepare in this Python tutorial. And in this process, you're going to learn a couple of things. First, you would learn how to scrape a website. Second, you would learn how to process the content of the website and then find what you want. And third, you're going to learn how to download an MP4 file from the web. So all these three things are going to be in the sequential order. So if any of you already know one of the particular section, you can skip around because I'll make sure that I add the timestamp in the YouTube description. But as everything, we are going to have the code in the YouTube description, which means you can directly download the code and then get started. If you are going to do this thing, I would like to tell you one thing. Web scraping may not be legal all the time. So please use this only for educational purpose. But if you're going to use it for a commercial purpose, please make sure that you abide by the terms of services of the content of the whatever website that you're going to download the content from. Okay. Having said that, let's get started. And what we are going to do first, we have a website. We have a website and then we have got a video on it. Like this is, in this case, we have TED.com and then we have got a video. So this is, I think, by default, my favorite TED Talk by Malcolm Gladwell, Choice, Happiness, Spaghetti Sauce. You should definitely watch this TED Talk if you have not seen this. Leaving that aside, what we are trying to do, we are trying to download this TED Talk using a Python script. So downloading this TED Talk using a Python script means we need to figure out the MP4, the video file that is somewhere embedded in this page. Okay, that's what first we are going to see. So to find it out, I'm going to right click this. I'm going to say inspect, which means it's going to show me the code, the part where the video might be there. So this is what I've got. But if you see this, there is no place I can find the MP4 file here. Can I find it? I couldn't find it. So as a next step, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click here and I'm going to say Control F, which means I'm trying to find, and I'm going to type MP4. After I type MP4, you can see that it is pointing me to a script, and you can see that this is a JSON object. And this is where it says there is an MP4, right? So at this point, we have successfully got a place in the code where an MP4 file is there. So if you scroll down a little bit, you might find an MP4 somewhere here. That's what the browser is telling us. So our objective for us to download the MP4 file, download the TED Talk is first we need to identify the script, right? First we need to identify the script. The ID of the script is __ next data. And after we do that, inside this, we need to figure out where the video MP4 is. So that's what we're going to do in terms of code. I hope you understand what we are trying to do. We have the video page. We're going to scrape the entire content. After we do that, we're going to look for only this particular component in the website code specifically. And after we get here, we're going to figure out the MP4. Then later on, we'll figure out how to get the MP4 file. Okay. So for us to do that, what are the libraries that we need? We need request, which will help you make HTTP calls to collect the website content. From BS4, import beautifulsoup, which will help us do web scraping, parse through the HTML. RE, regular expression. I'm not sure if I'm going to use RE, but just if you want to figure out URL in a different fashion, you can use RE as well. And then we are going to do a little bit of JSON parsing. So if you see this is actually a JSON. So we can parse the JSON instead of doing regex. So that's why we have JSON. So let me load all the libraries. And what is a URL? This is my URL. This is the URL from which I'm going to copy and then come back here and paste it. This is my URL from where I want to download the MP4 file. Okay, I'm going to execute this. Once I do that, now I'm trying to collect the entire content of the website. So if you go here and press it and then do view source, page source, this entire content is what we are trying to get using this code. So request.get URL. Let me run this. It's going to just simply print download is about to start if you're going to, deploy this as a web application or a CLI or whatever. So how do you know whether your request is successful or not successful? For me to validate my request is successful, there is a component called status code. Status code is an object that will indicate whether the request was successful. I'm going to run this and then it is showing 200. So whenever the status code is 200, which means the request is successful. So only when the request is successful, we get 200. But you need to make sure that sometimes your request might be successful, but you don't have the content that you wanted to look. That's why we're going to do step by step. Okay, we're going to do one by one rather than doing everything in single line of Python expression. So next, after we know that our request is successful, next what we are going to do is r.content. So r is the response object. Okay, so if I execute r is the response object. So you can see r is a response object. So the actual content would be inside r.content. It would be like this, r.content. So this is where you have got the content. And instead of, like I said, instead of doing regex to do whatever we want to do, because this is an HTML content, we're going to use Beautiful Soup's HTML parser to parse this content. So we're going to basically do web scraping. And I mean, you can call it web scraping, HTML parsing, whatever you want to call it. But we have got a huge corpus of HTML content, and we're going to use that to figure out, parse this HTML content using Beautiful Soup. So, and we make a soup. Right now we are making a soup. After we make a soup, next we want to find out the next data. As you can see here, next data is what we want to figure out. So this is ideally a script where we have got the MP4 content. Okay, so I'm saying soup, right? This is object soup dot find this object by ID. You can use ID because in a website the ID is something that is used as an identifier. As the name suggests, id is an identifier. So I can say id underscore underscore next data, like whatever it is. Like I can just double click this, copy here, come back here, and then I can erase this and I can paste it. So id, I'm telling find this id. Okay, this is what I want. Once I do that, I'm assigning it to an object called next data script. So if I run this, you would see ideally what is there. So what you see the entire script that you want, you have it, right? But do you want this tag, or you want only the content of the script? So if you see this, you can see there is a tag, HTML tag, but what we are more interested in is the content of the script, not the script, not the HTML part of it. We want the content of the script. So what are we going to do? We have to say next script with, like, where you've got script dot string, right? That will give you the content of this, and then you're going to assign it inside data JSON. At this point, if I want to quickly print it out, you can see that I've got a JSON object. So it has got a JSON object, right? But this JSON object is not a JSON at this moment. Why? Because right now this is a string. You can see the enclosing quote. So, and closing quote, open quote, closing quote. So this is ideally a string now. So how do you convert this into a JSON object for Python to parse? So all you have to do is JSON.loads and then give the string. When you do this, you're going to get a JSON object. So you're going to get a JSON object, right? Like this. Okay. I'm going to go and copy this entire JSON object because I want to show you step by step how do I arrive at the final MP4 file. Like how do I find the MP4 file? So right now I'm going to just print the JSON object. Okay, I've printed the JSON object and I'm going to copy this entire thing. I'm going to go online and then say JSON parser. I'm going to look for a JSON parser, and oh, DuckDuckGo has got a JSON parser, but let me open a JSON parser myself. JSON parser, and I'm going to paste the JSON here, and I'm going to click JSON parser. Okay, when I do that, is it parsing? It's not parsing. Let me see if it's going to parse. JSON parser, yes, right now you can see that it has successfully parsed. So now I need to figure out where do I have what I want. So I'm going to search. I'm going to click search, and then I'm going to say MP4, right? And I have to go to player data. That MP4 is inside player data. So I'm going to click this. When I click this, you can see at the top, before I click this, nothing was there. After I click this, you can see at the top that I've got object, the JSON object. Inside that there is props. Inside that there is page props. Inside that there is video data. And inside that there is player data. And that is exactly what we are going to code now. So we are going to say the JSON object, right? This is my JSON object, right? Inside that props, inside that page props, inside that video data, inside that player data. And At this point, when we run this, let me run this. Okay, you are going to have the player data, and you can see the player data. So at this point, we have the player data, right? We have successfully managed to identify the player data. So now I'm going to copy this, right? I'm going to copy this JSON, okay? And I would go to my JSON parser and I want to close this, delete this, and I want to paste this, and then I'm going to say load JSON parser. And now at this point, you can see that there is a new JSON object here, right? So previously we had a JSON object. Inside that there was another JSON object. So now we have identified the innermost JSON object and the MP4 is somewhere available here. I'm going to search for MP4 once again. When I search for MP4, you can see that it is available inside file and you have got this. So you can see that when I click this, you can see inside object, there is resources. Inside that there is H264, that's the encoding format. Inside that, go to the first object and then find file. And we're going to do the same thing, exact thing. Like whatever we did here, we're going to do the exact thing. You can copy this for your reference. I can just copy and keep it here. So what do we want? We want to take this player data, right? We want to take player data. That's what our JSON loads of player data. Resources H264. I can add this as well, 0, and then I can say file. Right? I can print this first before I assign it to an object. Let me print this, and as you can see that we have got the URL, right? We have got the URL from where we can download the MP4. Let me copy the URL, go paste it here and see if it shows the content. So you can see that it shows the content, the TED content. So this from this, like if you have the URL, like you can say right click and save it. That's what we're going to do using Python. So let me come back here. Okay. So at this point, we have got the content. I have to assign it to an object. I'm going to put it inside URL content. Let me close this. We don't need this. I'm going to put it inside URL content, the same thing. Okay. And you can print the URL content. We don't need this. We don't need this as well. So I'm going to keep it inside URL content. And you can see URL content. I mean, the name is slightly weird, but you can see the URL here. Next, I'm going to use this. So at this point, we have completed the 2 sections of the video that I said. The first section where we scrape the content. The second section, we learned how to find out the video that is embedded on that particular HTML content, the URL. Now we are going to use the URL and download the data. How are we going to do that? Very simple. We're once again going to use request.get. Okay. And we are going to put this URL here. We're going to give this URL here. And instead of R, maybe we can say, MP4 response. Because it's an MP4, we can say MP4 response, and we are going to download this. After we download this, at this point, you can see that it's taking a little bit of time because we are actually downloading a high definition content from the TED website, which is posted here, and then we are going to save it inside this. Let me print MP4 response dot status code. And when I print this, you would see that there is 200, which means the request has been successful. So our downloading option is done. But do you have the MP4 file? No, you just have a response object. Even if you do response.content, let me show you what happens. Response.content, like what we did last time, response.content. You're going to see some bytecode. It's going to take a lot of time. I hope it doesn't restart my collab session, but you can see it's taking a lot of time. So I'm stopping it because you are talking about MBs of data. You're talking about huge. We are talking about huge data. So printing that is not a good idea. But you guess what is happening, right? So it's going to give you the bytecode. Let me stop this, which means I have to rerun this entire thing. It's restarting. You can see it's restarting because I try to display huge content which Collab usually doesn't like. So after it restarts, I have to run everything. But let me quickly show you what you're going to do. I'm going to delete this. We don't need this. We don't need this. So after we get this, right? After we get this MP4 content, all we are going to do is we're going to create a new file in write mode. And then we're going to write the content of it. That's it. We're going to take the MP4 response, put it here, mp4.content, which we just try to open. mp4 response.content. We're going to write the content as a file name. Okay, that's all we are going to do. So it's saying my session is crashed and it is getting restarted. Okay, that's fine. I understand Google Colab. So let me run everything quickly. So to quickly summarize, load the libraries, set the URL for which you want to download, get the HTML content, display the HTML content, see the status code if the get response is successful, parse the HTML content, find the script where you have got the next data, and then print the next data script, and then find the string, the values of the script, and then display it. Then parse the JSON to get the player data, which has got the MP4 content, and display the player data if you want, and then find the exact URL and then print the URL for reference so that you have actually got the URL, and get the video content itself, like download the video content, check the status code so that you make sure that the video has been successfully get downloaded. And now at this point, give a talk name, like I can say, like you can have a generic talk name. I can say video, TED Talk video, and then you can have the video name. And now you're going to open a file in this name, write mode, and you're going to write this content. Okay, this content, save it. And once that is done, I'm going to click this, and then I'm going to show you that we have successfully managed to keep a video file. Let me download this video file. Okay, let me download this video file. Once this video file is downloaded, it's going to take a lot of time, but at least that you can actually download the video file and then watch TikTok. Like the video will be available for you to do anything. Like if you want to share it with your friends, keep it for posterity. Like if you want to watch a TikTok when you do not have internet, you can do all these things. But just like I said at the start of this video, web scraping may not be legal, or it might not abide by the terms of services of a lot of websites. So you have to be slightly cautious on what you're going to do, where you're going to do, and how are you going to use the data, especially if it is not for educational purpose. If you're going to use it for commercial purpose, make sure that you have all the permissions that you need to do that. I'm not going to wait until this video is getting downloaded, but I'm going to share this code in the YouTube description, which means you can definitely just download it and then start working on it. There are certain things that you can do. You can convert this into a CLI tool, like a command line utility, or you can create a web application based on this. You have like a lot of choices, but I'm going to just share the raw script with you so that you can practice it and then build on top of it. This is an important project. A lot of people have told me that they like this project. Let me know in the comment section, what do you think about this kind of project? This is not a typical data science project, but still, I love using Python to solve a problem, create automation, and this is one of such a Python automation to download TikTok videos. I hope you learned something new in this TikTok video downloader. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section. Otherwise, I hope you stay safe. Take care. Peace.